Okay, so quick question before I start the review. We're at the point of the year, so the very early bit of the year, where a lot of the films that are coming out over here have been released ages ago elsewhere. For example, Can You Ever Forgive Me? I was going to watch last night, but then I found out it was out in America in like October. And I know quite a few of my subscribers are from America, so I guess the question is mainly to you guys, is it worth me reviewing the films that have come out that late? Like, do you still want to hear my thoughts on them or not? Because I will do them if you want me to. I've just kind of been avoiding them for a little bit and doing them in burst reviews. But I guess the choice is yours. Let me know if you've got an opinion on that one way or another. Review time.
Put the bucket back in the box.
Starring amongst others Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Steve Carell, Sam Rockwell and Jesse Plemons, directed by Adam McKay off of a screenplay that he wrote himself. This is my review for Vice. Vice is the story of Dick Cheney, American Vice President, often referred to as the most powerful American Vice President in history. And this tracks his movements and what he does and what the government does post 9/11, so in the immediate aftermath of the attacks on the Twin Towers, but it also goes back into Dick Cheney's past as well, and shows how he got to be in this position of power and the kind of things that he did once he got there. Now, being somebody from the UK, I don't have a huge amount of knowledge when it comes to American politics. I'll be completely honest at the moment. I don't want to hear anything about American politics, because it all seems to be coming from Donald Trump, and it seems like some kind of terribly written sitcom. Honestly, that guy. But I was still interested in this film because it's Adam McKay. I quite liked The Big Short. It was one of those films I didn't love, but I liked the style of it. And luckily Vice keeps that style going, and for me, builds on what happened in The Big Short, on what he did, what he crafted, because this is a far superior film, at least in my eyes. And it's one that I loved, and I wasn't expecting to. So to say a movie about American politics, yeah, doesn't really get the juices flowing for me. But I was pleasantly surprised with this one because there's so many elements to the film that come together and work beautifully. First of all, the cast. Can't fault anybody really at all, and it's hard to not just sit here for 20 minutes dishing out praise on everybody because they're all so good. Steve Carell is brilliant. One of my favourite performances from Steve Carell because it's very, very different. He's a very arrogant man, this version of Steve Carell, the guy that he's playing. I forget the name of. As I say, politics, not my thing. But yeah, I really, really liked him. Amy Adams is great. Sam Rockwell, always great. He's great in this one too. Jesse Plemons, fastly becoming one of my favourite actors. I love it when I see him pop up. And he's really good in this one too. But Christian Bale, wow. He is one of the actors of a generation, isn't he? He is. I'm worried about him. I think he might die because this whole weight gain, weight loss thing is getting very, very silly. He needs to stop before we bail this. But he just transforms himself. He's one of those actors where when he's in a role, I don't see Christian Bale. I see him as a completely different person. And I don't know whether that's ever been more apt than it is with Dick Cheney. Because he embodies this person. He embodies this character. He transforms into somebody else. And yes, that's what acting is about. That is what you're supposed to do. But it's only the best, the absolute best of the bunch that can do it so convincingly. And my God, Christian Bale does. One of my favourite Bale performances. And so I love Christian Bale. There's so many of his films that I love, so many of his performances that I love. But this one, easily one of the best, I think. Of course, he's helped out by a very, very solid script. This, much like The Big Short, is a mixture of genres. It's a mixture of tones and it's a mixture of things. It's very serious. I mean, this film is funny, it's dramatic, it's serious, it's silly, it's terrifying in ways. It's a really scary film when you think about how much power somebody can have. And with all of these different tones, it can be so difficult to blend them all together, but it does it seamlessly here. It doesn't ever feel jarring. When we swap from a serious moment to a funny one, it just feels natural. And it's because the script knows when to have fun. It knows when to have fun with the material. There are so many bits here that were so unexpected that really made me laugh, including a joke with the credits that is the first thing I've written on my list of best moments in 2019 for movies, because it really made me laugh. And there's lots of moments like that. That's the best, but there are lots of moments like that throughout the film. Moments that just took me unaware. Moments where we hear characters say ridiculous lines of dialogue that they would never have said, but it works because they've said that to prove a point that the script's trying to make. And yeah, Adam McKay is just a really, really smart writer. Really, really smart director as well. He's just crafted a really, really impressive film. And he seems to have brought all of the best people around, actor-wise, to help him make this a really, really memorable film. And it is really memorable. And I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a huge amount because this is one of the movies that came out a while ago, not quite long ago, that I didn't do a review for it. I think it was late last month, so late December. But I'd heard mixed things about the reviews for this one. I'd heard that it was not as good as The Big Short, that it was just a little bit disappointing in certain areas, and when I watched it, I completely disagree. Completely disagree. It's not a film that blew me away as such, but it's just one that, for its 2 hours plus running time, I was captivated by. I was just enjoying watching. I was enjoying seeing this story play out. As I say, a story that can blend tones as well as this one does is always going to be one that I love. I look back to my love of Buffy as something that combined tones really, really well. So I'm always sort of gravitating towards projects like that, the ones that can not just be one thing. And yeah, Vice is one of the best examples of that I've seen in recent times. And there's no way really you can come out of this one without some really serious thoughts going on in your head. It opened my eyes up to things that I hadn't really thought about before. Things like Guantanamo Bay that I knew was a terrible place. It's one of those that I was aware of it, but I didn't know exactly how bad a place it was. And this film does that. It highlights a lot of really scary and nefarious things that the government has done around the George Bush era. And, we can fully imagine are still going on, and worse now under Trump. It's a film that I think has come out at the perfect time. It may be about a presidency and a government that was 2 presidents ago, but it feels more relevant now than it did even then, because somebody like Trump is like Dick Cheney, I think. He's somebody who will just go ahead and do horrible, horrible things. If you're a Trump fan, really sorry, just don't get it. So yeah, a really relevant and timely film, Vice. But Vice isn't a perfect movie, but it's one I really liked, but it has got problems. There's a twist at the end, and I'm not going to get into what that twist is, but there's a reveal that there's a reveal going to be coming at some point during the film, like from very early on that you're going to get to some kind of revelation by the time the credits rolls. And when we did get to that revelation, didn't really do anything for me. I expected something bigger. I expected something a little bit more poignant because of how the delivery of said twist had been explained to us early on. I'm being quite vague, I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, the big twist of this one, the big reveal, didn't do a lot for me. It didn't feel as dramatic as I think Adam McKay wanted it to feel, even though I really liked the performer in question on that one. But yeah, overall, Vice is a movie that I really, really enjoyed. It comes out here in the UK next week. If you haven't seen it yet, do try and check it out, because I think it is a very good film that's very much worthy of your time. I'm going to give Vice a 9 out of 10. Have you seen Vice? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And what's your favourite Christian Bale movie as well? Let's talk about The Bale. I think this is mine. I think this is my favourite performance of him. Not necessarily my favourite film he's been in, but yeah, favourite performance. Do look out for more reviews coming soon. I will do a Glass review very soon, I promise. I think I'm finally seeing it tomorrow. It's one of those, stuff's been happening, stuff's been coming up, so every time I've been booked in to see Glass, I've not been able to go. So yeah, tomorrow that'll be coming. See Mary Queen of Scots too. So Tuesday, Wednesday, a couple of reviews on the way. You can follow me on Twitter as well, at Joe Julians. Do hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of them. I've got a new series of videos coming out soon, which I'm very excited to reveal. It's something that I'm having to script and do a lot of prep work for. Not going to reveal any more about it yet, but look out for it very shortly, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you on the next video.